Alright, this is Brian Fitzgerald. I'm presenting my final project for CMSC 425. My game is called Stranded. It's a survival RPG, and I'm going to go ahead and demo it right now. So here we go. This is the entry title screen. Let's go ahead and start the game. So it fades in, and we can see our hero here. He is a pilot who is crash landed. Didn't bother showing the animation cutscene. So here he is. He wakes up, and he is out in the wilderness. I designed this wilderness with a Unity Terrain Editor. So pretty much you can see there's a whole bunch of mountains, valleys, ravines. If we go over here, just over yonder hill, we can see pretty much a small lake fed by a stream over here. And what I did is pretty much just use the Unity Terrain Editing tool to raise mountains and lower other parts of the terrain. And I pretty much painted them over with textures. So for instance, you can see there are granite mountains, grass, kind of like a stony stream bed over there. It's a bit tough to see, but there's a sandy beach, or maybe not so sandy. Well, regardless, onto the game. So the goal is to survive for as long as possible, and this will help you out. If you take a look at the heads-up display, in the bottom right, there's a time counter. It's an accelerated clock. Above it displays what day you're on, and below it's the time and military time. So that is not a stopwatch. That is a clock. You know, he's a pilot in the military, despite the fact that his vest says SWAT, which is the police. Nope, he is a military pilot and he uses military time. Damn it! So that's what we're working with. Now, as you walk around, you'll notice a few things. In the lower left, you see a blue slider with a lightning bolt next to it. That is your stamina, and above that is a red health bar with a little heart next to it. Now the game ends when your health reaches 0. This happens pretty much either when your stamina is 0, your health is going to start decreasing at a constant rate, and I believe after 3 minutes of having 0 stamina, that'll be enough to kill you. You can also die from what's going to happen right here. As you approach these bushes, you can obtain berries. And there's a bunch of different kinds with different effects. Blueberries, those are good. So we're in luck. Our stamina's running a little low. So I'm going to left click. And I don't have any animations to show this. You'll take my word for it. That stamina bar increased a little bit. So our hero, he's just a little less hungry now. So we're satisfied for now, but we're going to have to venture out in the world, find some more food. Because as you can see, if I come back to this bush, there's no food. That'll respawn after 5 minutes. So you can't just stand next to a bush and wait for berries to respawn. Even if you could, what fun is that? Don't you want to explore this huge world, this beautiful, terrifying wilderness that our hero is out alone in? There's no animals. That's a feature that I would like to add, but didn't get around to it. Alright, so the frame rate's a little slow, but you can see he's running. He's running hard. His stamina's going down. Hopefully we get to a nice reward, a blackberry. And if you paid attention right there, the stamina went up a little bit more than it did with the blueberry. So that's a better reward. And each bush has a randomly generated berry. There's several different kinds, but you're more likely to encounter a better kind of food either at the peripheries of the world or at a higher elevation. So you can't climb these mountains on the edges. Those are too steep. He can't walk up more than a 45-degree grade. But if you look over there at this mountain in the middle of the map, that one, I made it so he can hike up almost to the top of it. But you can see that there are these bushes over there, and it's a much higher probability of getting a better reward if you hike up to those. Now, I've been talking a pretty long time, not showing a lot of stuff, so I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate more of the core functionality of this game. So you can see his stamina is approaching 0. I'm going to click a hotkey for the demo purposes. And now you can see his stamina is depleted. And that means his health is going to start taking some hits. So I believe what's going to happen is every 18 seconds his health's going to decrease by some constant amount. As you can see, it just happened. So this is going to keep happening as long as he has 0 stamina. So we better find some food quick, or our fella's going to perish here, and we sure as hell don't want that. So he's hiking up this mountain. He's got no stamina to lose. It doesn't actually... where was I going with that thought? Doesn't matter. All right. So let's see what we can get from this bush up here. Hopefully it's something good. A danger berry. That's not good. Under normal circumstances, the danger berry would decrease stamina. Maybe health, I forget. But as the name implies, don't eat danger berry. Don't eat death berries either. Those will just kill you. So there was one other thing I wanted to demonstrate before the end of this, which was pretty much how stamina depletes. So I'm going to just go ahead and kill him. So that's what happens, as you can see, when you die. Your health reaches 0. Tells you how long you survive for. You can press R to try again. And we're going to try again. Alright, so to demonstrate stamina functionality, he's just standing around right now, not doing much. His stamina is going to decrease at a pretty low rate. He's not using a lot of energy. You can't stand around and do nothing forever and expect to survive forever. There's a constant hunger counter. So you will die if you don't move. What will decrease your stamina further is running around the world. So running takes more stamina than walking. It's all proportional to the speed. What's really going to eat up your stamina is climbing up a high grade. So I calculate this pretty much by just taking the gradient at every frame. And if I just try and run up this impossibly steep mountain, you're going to see that stamina decrease much faster than it was just running around or standing around. Well, take my word for it. Things are happening behind the scenes here. So the whole idea I had behind this was that it's high cost to obtain one of these berries at high elevation, but a higher potential for reward. And as you run around the world and pick berries, you're going to deplete them, and you're going to have to wait for them to respawn. So you're going to have to try and plan out your routes as effectively as possible, such that stamina doesn't stay at 0 and your health doesn't deplete. Alright, and I guess just to explain a few more things going on here in the world. Animations wise, he can walk, run. He has turning animations, both for sharp turns and for slow turns. And he can crouch and walk at the same time. He can't jump while crouching. And I didn't do the animations myself. They came from the standard asset that comes with Unity. There's a third-person controller. I got this model from Adobe Mixamo. Um, Almost all these models are either standard assets from the Unity Asset Store or just from Unity Standard Assets. Let's see, things that I made actually myself. This world clock, everything controlling the health, the stamina, the camera controls, surprisingly tricky to nail down. That was all stuff that I'm controlling with code. And I think I've pretty much touched on everything that I need to for functionality of this game. It's just endless. Play it as long as you want, or until you die. Just explore. It's pretty fun. As you can see, we're kind of headed for like a trees, and it's getting denser as we head into a forest. I think I'll make this the last thing that I do, is find the food pickup that I placed in this area of the world. Oh, and there's also fog. Fog is happening. That mostly just adds an atmospheric effect. Some people use it for rendering purposes to kind of save some computational power. I don't think that's really happening in this case. It's mostly just to make it look nice. One other thing about this world is you notice that it's always daylight. The light doesn't change with the time. And, in a real world, the sun would rise, the sun would set, it would get dark at night. I mean, it's the middle of the day right now, so I guess this lighting makes sense. But it will always just stay like this in my implementation of my game. And I guess I can justify it by saying he crashed somewhere in, I don't know, northern Canada, Alaska, like Norway or something, in the summertime, and the sun just never sets. Probably the best time to be stranded in one of those locations. The most abundance of food. And as you can see, I'm glad we ran into one of these mystery berries, because that has an unknown effect on your health and stamina. So I'm going to eat it. And that looked like it was a good one. My health and stamina went up. Mystery berries, I think they have a 2/3 chance of having a positive effect on your health and a 2/3 effect of having a positive effect on your stamina, and those probabilities are independent, at least from what I remember. So what could happen is you could have health go up and stamina go down, or vice versa. Both could go up, or both could go down. And that's pretty much everything you need to know about playing this game. Okay, goodbye.